Hey, this is Beaux and Beaux Insurance, Read Insurance, talking to you today about helping you to understand the different coverages that are underneath your homeowner policy. Depending on the type of policy you get, I've got another video that talks about 6 different kinds. Well, this is going to talk about 6 different coverages that you may find underneath those policies, depending on which policy it is that you buy. The first thing is going to be your coverage A amount. That's going to be the dwelling amount. That's the actual building or the house, that you are buying the insurance on. That part of it is usually replacement cost is what you want. There's options for replacement cost, actual cash value, and less common is going to be market value. Replacement cost is what you want. That means that it will actually pay to replace it or rebuild it. ACV means the same thing, but it's going to depreciate it based off of age, wear, and tear. Market value usually is what you could sell it for. The second two, both of them are not very desirable. You really want replacement cost. The second thing is going to be other structures coverage. That's different things such as like outbuildings. Like I'm standing in front of an outbuilding here. This is a barn, and that would be an outbuilding. Or fences. I don't know if you can see the fence, but there's a fence running next to me, and that would be another example of an other structure. Depending on your policy, it may call it other structures, it may call it outbuildings, but typically it means any sort of outside structures. The next thing is going to be your personal property. That's all your contents, your stuff. Now, it doesn't matter that it's inside or out, like your lawnmower is outside, right? It may or may not be in a shed. Well, that's still part of your personal property or your contents. Everything that's inside the house is also part of it. You want to opt for replacement costs on that. Most policies come standard with actual cash value. That means you get for your old stuff, you get old stuff. You get paid for old stuff, depreciation. With replacement costs for your old stuff, you get new stuff. So you have a 10-year-old television, it's not worth very much. Well, if it gets damaged, well, they give you money to get a new one. Same thing with furniture, etc. The next thing is loss of use or additional living expenses, sometimes what they call it. Depending on the policy, it may be if you're renting it out, they can call it loss of rents. But if it's your home you live in, it's going to be additional living expense. That is, if you get displaced from your house, and this is a really good coverage. If you get displaced from your house because of a covered claim, the insurance company is going to pay you money for the additional living expenses you have, like additional rent, additional gas, additional utilities, additional food. All these different things, they're going to pay you for that, the rent that you have to pay. It's a great coverage to have. You want to make sure that you've got that included in it. Liability is the next thing. We're kind of shifting from property coverages to liability. Liability is what you become responsible for because of something you did that harmed somebody else. This is really one of the most important things. This protects you and your assets. It will provide legal defense in the event you get named in a lawsuit. The last piece of it is medical payments. That is that is third-party insurance, so that if someone gets hurt, it's not your fault, it will pay. It's going to be secondary to like health insurance, stuff like that. But like if you have somebody that comes and visits and they trip, fall, whatever, they don't have insurance, you can file it underneath your medical payments. Typically, it does not affect how much your rate is, or will make your premium go up. But that is another coverage. So that's the 6 different coverages that are typically in a homeowner's policy, and depending on the other policy, condos, renters, others, you may or may not have some of these. But hey, this is Beaux Pilgrim, Beaux Insurance, Read Insurance. I hope this helps you out to understand more about your home policy. Until next time, you have a great day. Bye.